Hi, everyone. Meteorologist Bill Rentschler, meteorologist Rusty Lord, and meteorologist Travis Klanecky joining you this morning, trying out something new, roping in all of the gray stations across Nebraska here to kind of have a little bit of a weather roundtable, and excited to welcome in Gray's newest meteorologist here in the state of Nebraska, meteorologist Jessica Blum, joining us from the 1011 Now streaming studio. Everyone, this is a little new. We've never done this before, so we're kind of playing with it, and we're seeing how it works. How's everyone doing this morning?
Not too bad.
Great.
Just, training wheels. We'll see how this goes. I like it.
We are definitely trying to crawl before we can walk, and then before we can walk and run and everything else like that. So we have no kind of set plan here in terms of what we're going to talk about. We figured we would just kind of put four meteorologists in a room together, a virtual room, and we kind of start talking about weather. And I guess the first thing I'll bring up is that I think I saw some peaks of sunshine yesterday as some B-2s flew over Lincoln, but a lot of cloud cover the last couple days, everyone. And I think I personally should be living in Seattle because this is kind of my favorite weather.
Oh, well, I mean, we lucked out here on the east side of the state. We actually got a fair amount of sunshine yesterday. We got up to 68 degrees.
Oh, shoot.
I was very surprised. Yeah, we were right on the edge of everything, so we lucked out big time here along the river. So, bummer that you were stuck under the clouds all day.
I was close enough still, though, to the airport to see those two B-2 bombers take off. It was a little alarming. Ken and I were on the 11th hole at Pioneers. We had to sit and wait and watch those go over, so that was kind of fun. Travis, what about you out there in central Nebraska?
It's been all clouds since Friday. Was it Friday evening? I was running the scoreboard for our area football game, our high school football game. We're in the town I live in, and the fog started to roll in about the second quarter, and I thought it was going to turn into a fog bowl for a while. Like it was getting to the point where it was kind of getting hard to see the field, and then it kind of cleared up a little bit in the second half. But it was foggy, drizzly, and I was very thankful to be inside. And it's been that way. I haven't seen a lick of sunshine. I might see it tomorrow, maybe, but yeah, I don't even think today. Here, maybe out west, forecasting for North Platte, hoping to maybe sneak in a little sun later today out there. So,
yeah, Jessica and I did a trunk or treat at my two kids' school Friday evening.
I was just going to mention that. Yeah, it was cloudy. It was this time of the year, Halloween, drizzle coming down for the duration of the event, 2 hours, and we were.
I was dressed poorly because I was just in a sweatshirt and sweatpants, so I got soaked through. Carmelo was there, and he had more appropriate attire, but he just looked like he was sweating profusely because he was just covered in water for the 2 hours that we were there.
See, now that's the sort of stuff that we can't look like that. We have to be prepared. We have to know what's coming every single time.
How many comments we got, Rusty, about how many people wanted us to change the weather? What could we do about it?
See, I get the question. I get the question on Sunday afternoon. What's the weather doing the week ahead? A lot of times, maybe I did this a little bit more when I was younger. I focused on the weather every single day. I think as I've gotten to do this more, I kind of shut things down a little bit on the weekend unless the weather's more active. And so I kind of don't really pay a lot of attention anymore. And it's like 2 days away from the weather. I'm like, I have no idea. And they go, but you're the weatherman. I'll tell you tomorrow morning, Monday morning.
Yeah, but it's college football season, so
exactly. There's NFL on Sundays. Yeah, there's other important. Yeah.
So that's why
you guys mentioned though. I was going to say there were the highs in our area yesterday. If you guys wanted to check those out, I mean, so we got up to 68, and you guys were 60 in Lincoln and 55 in York, and. Sorry, Travis, I don't have a map made any farther west than that.
I would say, do you think, now that you pull this up, Rusty, I guess, do we have an over-under? Maybe do we think we're going to get Beatrice back before the end of the year?
Gosh, I've been wondering that myself.
Or is Beatrice just going to be...
the same thing with Red Oak.
Oh, Red Oak's down too. I didn't even notice that.
Well, they're not usually on our map, so Rusty's got 2 spots that are off. It's always so frustrating because it's like, again, obviously feel bad for those folks in Beatrice and Red Oak and the surrounding areas, and it's like we can't do anything about it. And it's part of the FAA, which at least right now, with the shutdown and everything, it wasn't getting fixed before, but I'm certainly guessing it's not going to get fixed right now.
Yeah, I'm not waiting. I'm not holding my breath for that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, frustrating.
We were cooler, Rusty, by the way. It was 52 Kearney, 53 GI, 54 Hastings and North Platte. So, yeah, it was miserable. I see it's warmer. It was warmer out west, though, like the Panhandle, 70s in Shadron. So
Well,
somebody has.
Shadron's always doing weird things.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
either
built different to live there, I think. In the northwest corner of the state, those people are built different. You've got Nebraskans
Oh,
that
they
are
might
built
have
different
teens.
from the country, but
Tuesday
Northwest,
night?
Sandhills people. What'd you say,
Tuesday
Travis?
night, teens in the Panhandle.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I think I saw
yeah.
it, yeah.
Yeah, just being on the
Well,
Pine Ridge. is
speaking of
weird.
that,
Or not Tuesday.
have you guys
Wednesday.
have you guys had a freeze? We haven't even got down to 30. I think 35 is the coldest we've been in Omaha so far. You guys probably got your freeze already in every other spot.
We
didn't you?
hit 29, I believe, Friday morning, I think. But, I mean, gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, technically we had a freeze, but it was probably for about a half an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't long.
It was half and half here. Like Grand Island was upper 20s. I think Hastings dropped to 32. Kearney was 30 or 31. So like anything south of I-80 still is near or above freezing. North of I-80 has gotten below freezing. So this week should end it for everybody, I think.
I would say, what's your latest first breeze, Rusty, up there in Omaha?
Hey, I tell you what. I just happen to have a graphic for that.
Oh,
Wait for it. Wait for it.
gotta wait for the computer.
And
Wait for the computer.
there you go.
There we go.
Okay, all right. So November 13th, twice, recently, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I would imagine if that list went on probably another 10 or 15 spots, though, you're probably getting into late October here. So probably one of the later first breezes that you guys will have had on record.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt, we got within a week of our latest first frost ever. So I made these for the latest first 30-degree temperature, the latest first frost, and latest first freeze. And that was probably going to get likely within a week of both, most likely.
Nice. Yeah. I love to hear everyone else's opinion on this. I'm always like, if we're going to push it, we're going to be late. I'd rather let's just do it and make it a record and be done with it.
Oh, yeah.
Get a
What
little
good is it
something
be
out
to
of
be
it.
that close? Might as well break
Yeah.
it.
Right?
Well,
Right.
that's with everything, right? If you're going to have 32 below in December, but the record's 33 below, you might as well get another degree down on that.
That was super frustrating. Super frustrating.
Mhm.
So we kind of mentioned it, but obviously a lot of clouds the last couple of days, and more clouds going to be hitting our way not only today but into the day tomorrow too.
You
And
guys.
then rain chances going to be popping up here too. So this morning, it's kind of like, hit and miss. There's some spotty showers here and there, but I haven't had a chance to necessarily do a full-fledged forecast this morning, so I will defer to Travis and Rusty here. What do we think maybe the next 24, 48 hours is going to look like in terms of those rain chances?
Pretty solid, I think.
Well,
I think for you
go ahead.
guys, 2 days, right?
Yeah, I mean, our Tuesday looks like a soaker. I mean, even if you switch over to the individual level 2 radar sites there, Bill, if you can. I mean, we got a little drizzle showing up out ahead of a lot of these showers too. So that cloud deck's really starting to fill in. We've been having on and off drizzle in Omaha and most of the metro area too.
Yeah, and see, we were just complaining
Yeah.
about this before you kind of come on the air. Sometimes our color tables work great. Sometimes they don't work great.
Totally
so
get
let
it.
me See if I can.
That's
I have it set so it filters out anything below 12 dBz. So
And
if I
drizzle
push
Oh, yeah,
that
got to
back
take it down
to
to about 5.
Yeah, here's 0, and if you put it into loop
Okay.
mode again, yeah, you can kind of see some of that drizzle
There you go.
on
That's
the
showing
west
up
side
right
of the
there,
Omaha
Valley
Metro.
to Gretna. Yep. So, but yeah, I mean, Travis, you're going to be starting off with the rain, and you'll get it later today, won't you?
Well, it's been drizzly. In fact, when I drove to work this morning, it was like a heavy drizzle, but then there was nothing on radar. But we won't get real legitimate rainfall in the Tri-Cities area until probably near or just before midnight tonight. We'll have drizzle before that. North Platte out there, they could start to see rain either late this afternoon or probably more likely this evening. And it's kind of a evening to midnight time frame there. Here in the Tri-Cities, it's more 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. kind of a time frame, and then it mostly goes your way, and it looks like it just kind of sits there then.
Kind of looks like we just started having my two boys walk home from school in the afternoons. I don't think we're going to be able to let them do that tomorrow because tomorrow kind of looks like it might be a little bit of an all day rain.
I tell you what, the model differences on just how fast this zips through Both
Yeah.
Nebraska and Iowa are great. Like, I don't know, we can get really into the weeds here, but the short range model, the HRRR that we use, it seems to be the odd one. Like, and
Pushes it east.
if you don't mind, Bill, I'll show you a little bit of what we're dealing with.
Punch it
here.
up.
I'll bring it over. Let's see here. I just want to show you a little bit of what our Tuesday looks like here. Watch what happens. So once this moves in here, oh great, new model data, so it's probably going to prove me wrong. But you can see here some showers. Once they move in the morning, they just don't go away. Look how much it slows down, and also almost starts to retrograde and come back across the area. So that's been kind of the oddity, is just how fast does it move through, and then how long does it stick around. You can even see there's 1 a.m. Wednesday morning, and we still got some showers that just don't quite go away yet until the very early morning hours of Wednesday. So my fear is that once it starts raining, we could have about 24 hours of rain in the area and get some, decent rain totals on this side of the state. We're talking maybe up to an inch right along the Missouri River, while it drops off significantly to the west because it just moves through Nebraska so much quicker.
I said this, that's literally my favorite weather. If we could have way more days like that, where it's just kind of a steady light rain drizzle all day, I am 100% okay with that.
I get it. It's a good nap day.
Though, like Rusty was getting in the weeds. Have you guys noticed the difference between the 6Z runs in the morning and 12Z can be so drastic?
Well, 6Z, I feel like you can just never trust. That's just the rule of thumb. Especially the GFS 6Z. And I feel like the 6Z and the 18Z at GFS a lot of times are they're out to lunch doing weird things.
And of course, the timing of that too, when that 12Z comes out, is going to change this weekend with the time change too. So,
oh man,
Things
I forgot.
Hey,
sorry.
Hey, that means we get model runs an hour earlier, though, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was
Isn't it
backwards.
earlier,
Never mind.
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
This is the best time of year to be a meteorologist.
Yeah, this is actually good. Yeah, it'll show up a little quicker.
Yeah, because usually in the afternoon, I'll be sitting back there with Brandon and Carmelo, and Brandon very much likes to wait for the new Euro run to come in, the 0Z Euro. And it's usually probably not until like 2:30 or so, maybe in the afternoon, that you're doing it, and then you're going to get it at 1:30. And, Ken, obviously his last week, sad obviously to see him go, but Ken's still very old school. And so in preparation, to help him out a little bit, we write down a whole bunch of numbers because he still likes things hard copy. He likes it. We write down the GFS X numbers. And again, it's usually like 12:35 or so that those numbers finally come out, but we'll get them a little bit earlier.
Yeah. No, I still write down the old school stuff too, but I've been doing it for 20 years, so there's the difference.
Yeah, but I bet you probably recycle those papers. I don't think Ken recycles his papers until like the very end of the year. So there's a huge stack in the weather center, probably a couple inches thick, of notepad paper. Yeah. I tried to. This was years ago now. I tried to come up with a template, that we could print off on Microsoft Word document where you just fill in all the numbers, and he hated it, and he just wants it loose leaf, and you just kind of freehand and draw it in there. So,
yep, I understand.
Yeah,
that's how that goes.
Yeah. Other thing I'll bring up here is obviously in the news right now is Hurricane Melissa. Oh, that's not. I want to go.
That's not. I'm not Melissa.
No, you're not Melissa.
There you go.
This is the visible satellite imagery this morning of Hurricane Melissa. I haven't seen the latest thing from the National Hurricane Center. Is it a Cat 5 right now?
It is a Cat 5.
Yeah, it's 165 now. It was bumped up 5 more in the last update.
Jeez.
So Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, and again, you can kind of see it is approaching, is just to basically almost due south of Jamaica there, and this looks like it's going to be a pretty hairy situation for those folks in the Caribbean over the next 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah, interesting because it's moving west right now. Yeah, latest update still west, 3 miles per hour, just sitting there, real slow movement. But then the steering comes in with the upper levels to kind of push it more northerly into Jamaica with landfall, I think, by tomorrow early morning, from what I saw.
What did I hear on the Today Show this morning? They said 40 inches of rain possible in Jamaica.
I saw that in localized areas.
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was still the case. I saw those maps yesterday, too. That's
like Hurricane Harvey type stuff when that hit Houston.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Localized 40, but yeah, widespread at least 20 to 30 inches. It looks like from their latest 3-day rainfall totals.
And one thing that I know a lot of folks don't really realize or think about, especially with some of these Caribbean islands, but there are some pretty mountainous terrains that are in there. You know, Jamaica, I think, has some mountain peaks that are 5,000-6,000 feet in there, and so obviously when you're talking 40 inches of rain, usually one of the biggest things with the hurricanes is the storm surge and the flooding. That will obviously be the case with Melissa, but also with the rain, the mudslides and things like that that are going to be possible with some of that terrain not looking good. So obviously not impacting us or our region at all, but certainly is going to be in the headlines over the next couple of days, and just keeping our fingers crossed that everyone down there is going to be okay.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't been a very active season either. Go ahead, Travis.
You mentioned not impacting us. I've been kind of watching this the last few days. I wonder if it isn't a little bit though, if it's going to cause the jet stream to buckle a little bit. Last week, I thought it was looking like we may actually kind of warm up by around Halloween and Saturday, and now it's looking like it's going to stay a little cooler, and that warm air is going to stay to the west a little bit. Is that causing everything to kind of slow down moving across the country?
Yeah, I mean, that's probably more of a chicken or the egg thing. It could be doing that, and then or does the jet stream snag it and push it out to sea? It could be slowing up the flow. It wouldn't surprise me in the least bit.
Because I was really hoping for a warmer Halloween, and now it looks like it's going to be pretty cool, both Halloween and on Saturday for the Husker game there. And
oh yeah, that's a night game too, isn't it?
6:30 kick.
Chilly game there.
Blackout.
Everybody wearing their black sweatshirts, I guess.
Yeah. Everyone was wearing their sweatshirts this last weekend. I was there. Weather was okay for it, but it was a little chilly.
Yeah,
so. It's a little chilly. Megan and I, one of our anchors here, we went and we definitely thought to bring the heavier coat, but really didn't need it. All those bodies, I think, in the stadium, and there wasn't much wind. Yeah,
it helps. So that's obviously something that we'll all keep an eye on here moving forward. And then I'll punch up our 7-day forecast here. Again, kind of go through what we can expect over the course of the next week. At Rusty, in your case, over the next 10 days. But again, just kind of screams late October, early November, because we're basically hanging out in the 50s. Rusty, I've already seen you tweet it out this morning talking about another potential freeze. Another potential one for us. First one for you guys, sort of midweek. But Wednesday night to Thursday looks chilly, and then a couple chilly mornings into the weekend. Again, obviously Halloween Friday looks dry here for us in Lincoln, mostly sunny. And then football game on Saturday, dry, mostly sunny. 52 is what Brandon Rector has forecasted this morning. And then we obviously fall back into Sunday and warm up a little bit on Sunday. But by then, sun's going to be setting at around 5:30 in the evening or so. So, Rusty, you guys have a little more work. You got an extra 3 days that you got to consistently forecast out there.
Yeah, it's good to get a little sneak peek and shows those holidays a little sooner. A lot of the times it doesn't. It's good to see a little window and give you an idea of the trends anyway out into early next week. That first full week in November, I think it's going to end up being just a tad warmer than average. By then, our averages slip into the mid 50s, so I'm hoping we can get a lot of upper 50s to near 60 for early next week.
And Travis.
Yeah, like you said,
central Nebraska.
Pretty quiet weather once we get past this storm system here early this week too. It doesn't look like there's going to be a whole lot, probably for the next couple of weeks. I think even the Climate Prediction Center has us pretty dry for the second week out next week. Drizzly today, showers coming late tonight. Most of it 10 p.m. later, and then wrapping up probably early tomorrow morning. A couple of windy days, which will help out the corn farmers out there. Picking corn because wind will dry things out a little bit. That'll help. The gusts up to 40, I think, the next couple of days, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pretty quiet, couple of nights below freezing here. I think we say goodbye to the growing season here this week for us here in the Tri-Cities area. And then, a little nicer on Sunday. And I think my forecast echoed Rusty's. Tri-Cities and Omaha look pretty similar next week with upper 50s to near 60, right in that range. I think we see a little bit of a warming trend. The big problem is we're in this northwest flow, and we keep getting these little clippers that bring us this cool air. There's not much moisture, but we keep getting this little bit of cooler air. Otherwise, that ridge would really build in from the west.
It was interesting to see last week because I think last week, early last week, it was like, hey, we're going to be in the 60s for the next week to 10 days, and just every day it kind of was like, okay, now it's maybe low 60s, okay, maybe now it's upper 50s, and now we're sitting here and we're talking low to mid 50s. So it just
Northwest flow is hard. It's that battle.
I know.
Between the cold air and the warm air yes.
So,
and right now it looks like that cold air just keeps trying to win out.
Hey, I will say though, you get this northwest flow pattern. Some of the days that look kind of chilly, maybe 5 to 10 days out, with the downsloping winds that come off the Rockies and roll across the state. On the sunny days, sometimes it can be sneaky warm and warm up a little more than what models show. So even though you're seeing 50s, don't be surprised if there's a couple more 60s on some of these days. Once we get a little bit closer, you can kind of get the finer details. Sometimes those downsloping winds can help you out a lot on the sunny days and bump some of those cooler days that look that may be trending that way and fudge them up a few degrees towards the side that people like a little bit more.
I would say we won't talk about it now, but that's a whole other topic that we could talk about. That I think a lot of people don't really realize. It's just like literally the direction of the wind can have such a huge in like the if you get that real easterly wind, that's when we get a lot of that fog and stuff like that upslope wind, and then conversely that downslope wind, how that actually will help warm you. I learned that in a hard way when I worked in Cheyenne, Wyoming, my first 2 years professionally. It's like, okay, once you get that westerly wind, it's going to really shoot those temperatures up. But we could talk about a lot of things for a really long time. But we've been going for about 20 minutes or so here. So we'll wrap things up. Again, this was kind of our first go around for this. I think we'd like to try and maybe do this a little bit more moving forward in the future. Obviously, severe weather is hopefully, fingers crossed, kind of basically done with. So we don't have to worry about that till next spring, unless we have another December derecho.
That was the biggest day of 2021.
That was horrible.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was awful.
Don't need that again.
Nothing like 100-mile-per-hour moving storms too. Tornadoes.
Oh my gosh.
I've never seen anything like it.
It's hard to tell people to prepare for that in the middle of December too.
Yeah.
I'll just say this as we wrap up, because Mike Moritz from the National Weather Service Hastings office was out here last week. I still think it's wild that the National Weather Service office in Hastings has only issued 5 tornado warnings this entire year.
All season.
Wow.
That just doesn't seem possible for an office in the Midwest to only issue 5.
It's been a dead year. Everything's been in the North Platte coverage area. They've had a lot more out there. It's been close. There were some up by Burwell, which is just on the other side of our, not the DMA, what do they call it, the CWA, Garfield County, Valley County.
Yeah.
If it would have crossed into Valley County sooner, they would have had more. But yeah, it seems like the North Platte area has been very busy compared to the Hastings Tri-Cities area.
I'm not going to complain about it. So, all right. Well, I think we'll wrap up this stream this morning. Rusty, Travis, appreciate you jumping on, hanging out with us. We'll hopefully try and do this a little bit more in the future. And again, welcome to Jessica, the newest meteorologist within the Gray, Nebraska community. So appreciate everyone for tuning in and watching as always. And until next time, hope everyone has a nice Monday, and we'll see you later.